Okay, so as somebody who wasn't able to successfully breastfeed myself, there is a lot of mommy guilt that kind of surrounds that topic. How and what are some ways that maybe moms could deal with some of that guilt that they might be feeling?
Yes, that is really, really top on the list now for moms that are feeling like they're failures if they're not able to breastfeed. And it's such a shame because they're missing out on such a short, important time in a baby's life because they're so focused on, if I'm able to breastfeed, I'm a good mom. If I'm not able to breastfeed, I'm a bad mom. And I think society has put that on them. And yes, breast is best, but there are a lot of moms that can't breastfeed or choose not to. And whether they breastfeed or they pump and give breast milk or give formula, we have a whole chapter in our book that is called Fed is Best. As long as you are feeding your baby, honestly, I don't think that there's enough monitoring on moms that are breastfeeding because, there's a doctor in our book that talks about, she was breastfeeding and she didn't know, but she was actually starving her baby. And, even with just using a scale, to weigh them before and after, pump, see how much milk you have. There's so many factors that go into it that I don't think are being monitored close enough. But all of a sudden, when I worked in the hospital, I would go in and these poor moms would be crying. My baby hates me. I'm a horrible mom. I can't breastfeed. And a lot of the lactation consultants that would go in and try and help them, they were just mean. And I got into it with more than one because I would tell the mom, this is just practice. First of all, you're in the hospital. This is just practice. Your milk's not going to come in for 3 to 5 days. We want you just to, decide what you want to do. But if it's not something that's going to work for you, you're not a bad mom. As long as you feed your baby and you love your baby, that's all your baby needs. And the guilt that moms feel for so long, and I can tell you, I wasn't able to breastfeed. I wanted to. A nurse pushed a movie in and said, there you go. And I was like, okay. My kids were 9 pounds. I was quite sure I was starving them. And you had to give them water before you could feed them. So it did not work for me. And the guilt was horrible. And truly, I can tell you, and I tell my moms now that, I'll say, are you going to breast or bottle feed? And they'll say, I might bottle feed. And they're like so afraid to tell me. And I'm like, okay, that's great. That's fine. And I said, they're like, well, I know people are going to look down at me and I don't care about my baby because I'm not breastfeeding. And I think it really took till my son is 35. He has his master's degree. He is a fabulous man. My daughter just graduated with her PhD from St. Andrews in Scotland. To say, Pam, get over it. They're fine. They've never had an allergy. They're not sick. It doesn't, maybe they'd be president if I did breastfeed. I'm not sure. But, they're okay. And so I think it just has to come down to moms have to support each other in whatever decision they make. And that just be that. It's just your decision, your family's decision, and what works best for you is what's best.
Is it normal for dads to feel sad and anxious after the birth of the baby?
Yes, it really is. And there's even, dads can have postpartum depression, and people don't really look at it like that, but there's a lot of stress and pressure added to dads when they bring babies home that people aren't really, watching for. They now have the pressure of making sure that mom's okay, making sure the baby's okay. They may have new financial struggles that they're really worried about now that the baby's home. They want to make sure that, they're providing everything that they can. And so it does really lead to a lot of stress for dads too. And I don't think that they're as open to getting help or talking about it. Hopefully they're talking to somebody about it, because I'm sure every dad feels that way to some extent. But it's really important that, partners talk to each other about how they're feeling and, what the other person can do to help them.
So I feel like there is so much mommy shaming that goes around that a lot of times moms are really afraid to discuss or talk about what they might be feeling because they're worried about what's going to be thought of themselves. So why are moms so hard on each other?
I really think that mommy shaming is even getting worse as time goes by. And I feel like it's because there's so much more pressure on moms now to do everything. And, they have to be the best at work. And, I would see moms, a couple hours after delivery answering emails for work. They really feel like they have to be at the top of their game at work and be the best, best mother, wife, friend, be there for everybody. And, it's so much pressure that I feel like they kind of transfer it on to other moms, because, maybe if you're not doing something, I can kind of put it on you to make me feel better. Oh, well, she's not doing that either. Or, she has a family, but she's not able to work 70 hours a week. And I just feel like because of all the pressure now on moms to be perfect, that, they, instead of supporting each other, they're putting a mom down, that they feel like, they're doing more than, or they're not doing as much as that mom is. So they're trying to find something. There's got to be something that you're not doing, as good as I am. And I really think it's just because of all the pressure that, they just kind of put it on other women to try and help them feel better about the things that they're not able to do. And if we would just stop doing that and realize that I have so much pressure, you have so much pressure, it might be different pressure. Maybe I work 70 hours a week and you stay home with 4 kids. Well, we both know both jobs are extremely hard. Maybe one looks harder, but the mom staying home has just as much, if not more, work than the mom going to work, and vice versa. So if we can just support each other in whichever role that we're taking as a mom, and just know, we're all doing the best that we possibly can, and our best is just enough.
All right, everyone, that does it for the show. I just want to thank all the moms joining us here today and all those watching at home. Pam, thank you so much for sharing all your super helpful information and parenting tips. Raising Confident Parents is an absolute must-read. It can be downloaded for free at www.raisingconfidentparentsbook.com or purchased. All proceeds do go to the cancer research, and that website is www.raisingconfidentparents.com. So before we sign off, is there anything you want to leave the parents with?
Well, just thank you so much for having me, and women supporting women. Like we talked about a lot, we all just need to support each other, whether it's in our jobs, in taking care of our kids, help each other any way we can, build each other up instead of bringing each other down. And look for our new company opening, Sweet Dreams Little Ones, where we're going to try and get lots of families the healthy sleep that they need. We are one of the only companies that does do overnight sleep training. So aside from phone consults, we do come in and work with the parents overnight. Well, actually, I put them to bed at 10 o'clock and I do the sleep training during the night. But I think it's really important because so many parents are exhausted, and you can do the phone consult and tell them what to do, but at 3 o'clock in the morning when they're exhausted from work, they're gonna get in the car and drive to China or bring the baby into bed with them. So it's very rewarding. It's difficult, but it is really rewarding when the whole family is getting the healthy sleep that they need. So thank you for all your support.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.